Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for everything business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Adam Carswell on the line, and he's a real estate entrepreneur and also host of Dream Chasers podcast. Adam, welcome to the show.
Adam, great name. Thank you for having me.
I'm in. Great name also, and I didn't have any choice then. You can thank my mom for that one, but that being said, I'm excited to get into today's topic. I want to talk more about, of course, we're gonna talk about your podcast, the Dream Chasers podcast, but just to start out, let's get into how you got started as a real estate entrepreneur. So what was that turning point for you?
Yeah, I'd say, I first got into real estate in 2016, and what led up to that was a bunch of other stories that we could talk for hours and hours about. So just fast forward for you. From Cleveland, Ohio, was living in Washington, D.C. at the time, and I stumbled upon a course called the Cash Flow Connections Real Estate Mentorship Program. I was a residential realtor with RE/MAX at the time, but knew I had some curiosity in the commercial real estate sector, especially in investing, but had no idea where to start. I just knew it was an industry where a lot of people said that the sharks like to swim. I was following one of my favorite podcasts, which was not even necessarily a real estate podcast. It's called Anarcast. And now my boss, my mentor, one of my best friends, Hunter Thompson, he was on that show randomly. I reached out to him, and that's, again, kind of reverse engineering my description of how I got started. That's how I first met Hunter. Now, after I met Hunter, he let me know that he was creating this course, as I mentioned, which I just took, the Cash Flow Connections Real Estate Mentorship Program. Finished that course. Next thing you know, Hunter was kind of like, if you'd like to work alongside me, you can. I needed some projects done, and I'm going to be going to a conference. Would you like to join? And without hesitation, I said yes. One thing led to another. Now we've known each other for a little over 2 years, been working together very happily. And he also introduced me to another real estate professional that I work very closely with as well, and his name is Michael Flight. And Michael is the managing principal of Concordia Realty, which is, again, another private equity real estate firm focused on shopping centers and retail. And so, now I'm basically what I would consider a modern-day apprentice working alongside two masters in commercial real estate investing. And the entrepreneurial factor is, at the end of the day, even though I'm working for both of them, I'm really setting my own schedule and determining what I want to do when I want to do it.
So let's talk a little bit more about the course. So let's get into the CFC Mentorship Program. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, and so basically with this course, I didn't know anything really about commercial real estate when I look back on it. I mean, a very commonly used term or phrase word in our industry is the word asset class. And I always joke with people, like, before I got started, I didn't even know what the heck the word asset class means. And now I know it's like, okay, shopping centers or mobile home parks, self-storage, multifamily, workforce housing, parking lots. There's all different kinds of asset classes in which people can focus on or invest in commercial real estate. And so really just taking a deep dive into vocabulary for me was one of the biggest takeaways. I would say it gave me an opportunity to learn a bunch of other things that just at first were like Chinese to me, and now I have a better grasp for. I'd say it improved my networking skills, and most importantly, it kind of proved to Hunter at the time, which is the person that I felt like I needed to prove myself to the most. It helped me prove myself to him that I'm not just a regular guy coming through this. I'm someone who really wanted to learn, who wanted to take my life to the next level. Hunter is 34, 35. I'm 28. And so I think I probably even reminded him a little bit of himself when he was in my shoes. And I just saw an opportunity by aligning myself with him through completing the course, and then after the course as an opportunity to, gain some much quicker credibility in our industry than, probably he was able to at my age. And that certainly was validated through, as I mentioned, meeting Michael Flight of Concordia Realty. And I know I didn't necessarily answer in detail what we cover in the course, But, what we do cover in the course, I would say my life is a reflection of a lot of the tools that are taught through it. So hopefully that can explain a little bit.
What kind of students are typically the right fit for CFC?
Yeah, this is a good question, and I would say to lead. I'm actually not what the typical student looks like. Most of our students coming through are people anywhere from the ages of 30 to 50 years old. They've probably been working a 9-to-5 or a W-2 job for a large portion of their life, and they realize, wow, I'm going to be doing this for a long time, and my retirement plan isn't even necessarily as guaranteed as I thought it would be. I want to live a more financially free life. And so people who realize that, they can replace their consistent active income with passive income through real estate investments. And normally that's through a phrase called syndicating deals. So basically, if I were to syndicate a deal right now, I would go out into my network and the people that I know and ask them for their capital, for their money, because I have identified a real estate opportunity that's going to provide XYZ returns. And here's the proof type of thing. So a lot of people who are looking to, as I said, replace their active income with passive income through real estate are the ones who tend to be taking the course, but that's certainly not all of our students. We have real estate attorneys, sophisticated investors who are simply just looking to improve their investing skills take the course. There's a pretty wide variety, but that's what's most common.
Man, that's awesome. So, Adam, if somebody is let's get into the podcast. So let's get it before I forget. Dream Chasers podcast. Tell us more about the show, the format, the content. Let's get into that one.
So Dream Chasers is an example of how the course impacted my life, because I had Dream Chasers kind of sitting on the shelf for a few months. I would release one episode every month, not a whole lot to it. And then after taking the course, one skill that I picked up was, just taking your podcast and working with it with a sense of urgency. And Hunter really helped me ramp up my show. I'm closing in here now on episode 100.
Woo, congrats. That's awesome, man.
Thank you. And there's some people out there I know who will put out like 3 to 5 episodes a week, and I tip my hat to them. But I've been slow and steady still in a way, one episode per week. I do a weekly update every Monday. So in a way, it's probably closer to 200 episodes if you really look at it that way. But, the show has taught me a lot. I'd say for anyone listening, if you want to follow Dream Chasers, I believe it's a pretty entertaining show, pretty valuable, a lot of valuable information exchanged. And what we do is just bring on people, thoughts, ideas, projects, anything that's within 5 years of its inception that's showing a lot of promising amounts of potential to be even better in the next 5 years. That's what we bring on the show. It's kind of like a you saw it here first, you heard them here first type of stigma is what we're looking to create. So episode 100, I'm not sure exactly when this is going to go live, but very close to right now. Episode 100 should be out. After episode 100 is out, we're taking a 2-month break to just kind of reevaluate and reassess the entire podcast and then bring it back for season 2, bigger, better, and badder than ever. I love my podcast, and it's really just opened so many doors for me. I almost don't even know where to start, but I do advise anyone out there, just do it. If you're thinking about starting a podcast, go for it, because it can change your life.
Man, I love that. And I tell people that all the time. I help people launch podcasts all the time, and I'm like, just do it. You just got to do it. You got to be part of the community. It's the best community on the planet, in my opinion. And that may be sounding very biased, but podcasters have been a lot of different communities. Podcasters, to me, have been the most fun people I've met in a long time. So I love it. I love connecting with them all the time, bringing them on the show, promoting them, and helping them grow. We all grow together. I just love it all. So, Adam, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information on Dream Chasers podcast or also on the CFC Mentorship Program, how do they get all that info?
Best way to do it with the CFC Mentorship Program, you can go to our website, which is CFC Cashflow Connection, CFCMentorshipProgram.com. If you look at the website, you like what you see, go ahead and click Apply Now. That's going to forward your information straight to me. I help manage and facilitate that whole process. And And if you just want to talk to me, just want to reach out, the best way to do that is just go to my website, carswell.io. I as in Idaho, O as in Ohio. And then sometimes giving out the website can come across a little impersonal, but the only reason I say that is because every single way to contact me is through my website, all social media. And if you go to the comments bar and you type a comment or contact thing, it'll get sent through to me directly to my email. So that's the best way to get in touch. And Adam, we like to keep these interviews short, and I just feel like I got so much more to share, but I'll save it for the listeners that do reach out to me.
Fantastic. Well, hey, Adam, great having you on the show today. Been a pleasure. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely give us a subscribe there, but leave us some comments on the video. Love to hear your thoughts and keep the conversation going, and let's just move it over to the YouTube community. And Adam, thanks again for coming on the show.